Your blood sugar is about to get easier to control, and it takes just 5 holds, not another walk. If you don't believe me, I understand, because walking has been the headline advice for years. But research on muscle contraction shows something a stroll can't match. Holding a muscle under steady tension pulls glucose straight out of your blood, without insulin having to force it. The third hold lowers your after-meal spike the most, but the first one wakes up the largest glucose-burning muscle you own. So start there with the wall sit. The wall sit is one of the most powerful blood sugar tools you have, and almost no one uses it for that. The reason is simple. Your thigh muscles are the single largest place your body stores and burns glucose. And when you hold them under steady tension, they pull sugar out of your bloodstream like a sponge soaking up water. Here is what is quietly happening with age. By 60, you have lost a real share of the muscle you carried at 30, and muscle is the main tissue that clears sugar from your blood. Less muscle means sugar lingers longer, your numbers creep up, and the afternoon crash gets heavier. You don't need a gym to fix this, and you don't need to be young. You just need to do this hold right. Stand with your back flat against a wall and walk your feet out until your knees bend to about 90 degrees, thighs roughly parallel to the floor. Keep your back pressed to the wall, your weight in your heels, and your knees stacked over your ankles, not caving inward. The common mistake is sliding too low too soon and letting the knees drift past the toes, which strains the joint. Stay higher if you need to and lower over the weeks. Breathe slowly and steadily the whole time, never holding your breath. Hold for 30 seconds, rest, and repeat for 3 rounds. Every second you hold that position, your thigh muscles are contracting without shortening, and that steady demand opens a doorway in the muscle that lets glucose flow in even when insulin is sluggish. That is the exact pathway that stops working well as men age, and you are switching it back on. It works like opening a second drain in a sink that has only been emptying through one. The sugar that used to pool in your blood now has somewhere to go, but your legs are only the largest sink, not the only one. There is a weakness most men can't feel yet, sitting in the muscles along the back of the body, and it quietly decides how fast your sugar clears after you eat. When was the last time you felt the big muscles across your backside actually working, instead of just sitting on them all day? For most men past 50, the honest answer is rarely, and that matters more for your blood sugar than it sounds. The glutes and the back of the legs are a huge block of muscle, and years of sitting leave them switched off and weak. That is not aging. That is disuse. When that much muscle goes quiet, you lose a large share of your body's capacity to absorb sugar, and the glucose that should have been pulled into those muscles stays in your blood instead. This hold wakes that whole region back up and puts it to work, clearing sugar. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart, heels close to your body. Press through your heels and lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Squeeze your glutes firmly at the top and hold, keeping your ribs down so you don't arch through your lower back. The common mistake is pushing the hips so high that the work shifts into the spine, so stop where your glutes are doing the lifting. If your lower back complains, lower the height a little and focus on the squeeze. Hold for 30 seconds, breathing slowly for 3 rounds. Holding this contraction teaches a large, lazy muscle group to draw glucose from your blood again. And the more of your muscle you bring back online, the more places your body has to send sugar instead of leaving it to circulate. This is the difference between a body that handles a heavy meal calmly and one that spikes and crashes every time you eat. Each round you hold is muscle, quietly rejoining the work of keeping your numbers steady. The most common question I get from men in their 50s starting this is simple. How often? How long? And does the timing around meals matter? The honest answer is that it depends on where your body is starting from, and that holds are the foundation the rest is built on. The full progression, 50 isometric holds with weekly steps designed for men 45 and up who want steadier numbers and more energy, lives in the complete ebook I put together, linked below. Next, the hold I told you matters most. You might think the wall sit already covered your legs, so why hold a free squat too? Here is what makes this one different, and why I promised it lowers your after-meal spike the most. Holding a squat without a wall behind you recruits even more muscle at once. Your thighs, your hips, and your deep core all firing together, and that larger contraction is what blunts the surge of sugar that hits your blood in the hour after you eat. This is the one to use after a meal. Done for a few minutes within an hour of eating, it gives all that hungry muscle something to do exactly when your sugar is rising, so it pulls the glucose in before it can spike. Stand with your feet a little wider than your hips, toes turned slightly out. Sink your hips down and back as if lowering into a chair, going as deep as you comfortably can while keeping your heels flat and your chest up. Hold there, weight in your heels, knees tracking over your toes. The common mistake is letting the chest collapse forward and the heels lift, so keep the spine long and the feet planted. If a deep squat is too much, hold a higher position or rest your hands lightly on a counter for support. Hold for 30 to 45 seconds, breathing slowly, for 2 or 3 rounds. The science here is direct. A large muscle contraction creates a strong, immediate demand for glucose, and when you time that demand to the window right after eating, you intercept the spike at its source. Think of it as sending the bill straight to the muscle the moment the sugar arrives, instead of letting it sit in your blood. This is the work that decides whether a normal dinner sends your numbers climbing or whether your body absorbs it without a ripple. Can you picture checking your meter after a meal and seeing a number that finally stays calm? That is what this hold is for. Subscribe and keep this going, because steadier blood sugar only sticks when these stack week after week. Here's the one almost no man trains for his glucose, even though he carries it everywhere. The forearm and grip hold is easily the most overlooked blood sugar tool on this list, and that's because no one connects their hands to their glucose. You don't need to be young to do this, and you don't need a gym. You just need something with weight and the will to hold it still. Your forearms and the muscles down your sides are working muscle like any other, and putting them under steady load gives your body one more place to send sugar. More than that, gripping hard and holding switches on muscle throughout your whole body to stabilize you, which widens the demand for glucose beyond just the part you are loading. Pick up something with real weight in one hand, a heavy bag, a dumbbell, a loaded grocery sack. Stand tall and let it hang at your side, then brace your whole body and hold it still without leaning, your shoulder down and your core tight. Hold, then switch hands. The common mistake is letting the weight pull you sideways into a lean, so stand square and let your midsection do the bracing. If your grip gives out early, use a lighter weight and build up, since the grip itself is part of the training. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds per side, for 2 rounds each. Loading your body this way pulls in muscle you rarely recruit, and every muscle you bring into the effort is another door for sugar to leave your blood. The grip strength you build is a bonus that happens to track with how long and how well men live. Within a few weeks, you'll notice you carry the groceries in from the car in one trip without your hands quitting, and your numbers run steadier on the days you train. That is whole body muscle rejoining the job of managing your sugar. But there is one more position, and it works the deep muscles that hold you together from the inside, the ones a stumble exposes in an instant. Ever watched a man your age push himself up from a low chair with both hands, bracing like the floor moved on him? That hesitation often traces back to a weak, switched-off core, and your core is a large band of muscle that also helps clear sugar from your blood. The deep muscles around your trunk are some of the most chronically underused in the body, and waking them up adds yet another sizable block of glucose-burning tissue back into service. A strong core also steadies everything else you do, so the other 4 holds carry over into real life instead of staying isolated. Set your forearms on the floor, elbows under your shoulders, and stretch your legs out behind you so your body forms one straight line from head to heels. Hold that line, squeezing your glutes and bracing your midsection as if about to take a light punch, without letting your hips sag or pike up. The common mistake is letting the lower back drop, which strains the spine, so keep the whole body tight and level. If a full plank is too much, drop to your knees while keeping the same straight line from head to knees. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing steadily for 2 rounds. Being able to hold this line under your own weight is the clearest sign the other 4 are doing their job, because a strong, engaged core is what ties all that muscle into one system that manages your sugar around the clock. This is the position standing between a body that absorbs what you eat and one that lets it spike. Master this and the whole set works as one. None of these are flashy, and that is the point. They are built to put your largest muscles to work and keep doing it, which is what steadier blood sugar actually requires. Here is how to combine them. Aim for most days of the week, and use the squat hold within an hour after your biggest meal when it does the most good. Start with the wall sit for 3 rounds, then 3 rounds of the glute bridge hold. From there, 2 or 3 rounds of the squat hold, 2 rounds of the suitcase hold on each side, and finish with 2 rounds of the plank. If a hold starts to feel easy, add a few seconds rather than rushing through it. Move slowly into every position and keep your breathing slow and steady throughout. One last thing, if you've just felt how much your blood sugar depends on the muscle you carry, there's a second piece that locks those numbers down even further, and it's the work that rebuilds and protects that muscle as you age. I broke the whole thing down in another video, and it pairs perfectly with what you just learned. Watch that one next.